Welcome to Divine Rose, the channel where we talk about the moon and Venus and everything divine feminine so that you can tap into your ancient feminine energy and live your life in alignment with the dream life you have imagined. So let's get started. Today we are talking about the full moon in Scorpio. It is a full blood moon this weekend, ladies. It is occurring on May 15th or 16th, depending on where you are in the world. Now, this full moon eclipse in Scorpio is all about change and transformation. That's right, really juicy stuff. Scorpio itself is all about changing and transforming your current state into the next level of the person that you are hoping or wishing to be. And this full moon eclipse in particular is all about release. What do you need to release in your life right now? What's currently not working for you any longer in order for you to get to the next level and the next step of the person that you are becoming? Now, a few weeks ago, when we talked about the Taurus moon eclipse, that was all about pleasure and love and abundance and sensuality and what intentional moves could you make in your life in order to bring more of those Taurian themes into your life. Well, Taurus and Scorpio go together in astrology. They're opposite signs of the zodiac. So whenever we have an eclipse in Taurus, we have an eclipse in Scorpio, and vice versa. So all those themes of abundance and pleasure and love and juiciness that we thought about a few weeks ago, now, under this full blood moon in Scorpio, we need to really dig deep and reflect on what we need to release in our lives in order to make space for that abundance and pleasure to come in. Under this full moon in Scorpio, it's time to go inward and to do a deep dive analysis of at least one area in your life that you feel is not working, or where you feel stuck, or where you might feel held back. This might be something physical in your life, like maybe a job that's no longer working for you, or maybe a relationship that's no longer working for you, or maybe a friendship where some difficult issues have come up that you're needing to explore and might need to communicate about. Or you could have to release something intangible, something more ethereal. Like maybe you need to release ways of thinking that are no longer serving you, or maybe you need to release certain ways of being. I can't answer that for you. But hopefully you doing this deep dive analysis, you're starting to think about what are those areas, people, places, things, thoughts, ideas, ways of being, structures in your life that you may need to release in order to allow space for greater transformation. And remember, we're not just releasing for release's sake. We're not just trying to do the deep work and make ourselves feel bad about something to then feel lonely or crappy or tired. We're doing the releasing so that we can make space for what we really feel is coming next in our lives. Maybe you've been having an inkling for a while that, you just really feel like you should be doing something different at work. Well, make space for that. Think about that. Maybe something's going on in one of your relationships that's really been niggling you for a while. Well, under the Scorpio full moon, this is a chance to be super honest with yourself and think about what's not working for you and what might need to change between you and that other person. Scorpio is very much so about relationships. So that could definitely be a theme that's coming up for you right now. Maybe it's something to do with the way that you eat and nourish yourself. Maybe you're feeling that you need to make some changes there, and maybe you've been putting it off. But now, under this eclipse, it's coming to a head. Maybe you're feeling that you need to start moving your body in a different way. Maybe you're feeling you need a different daily routine, a different schedule. Again, it's going to be very unique for every woman, but it's worthwhile. You deserve to take this time for yourself to figure out at least one area of your life where you might need to make some changes. And after making those changes, again, you're creating that space for your new desires to come in. One thing I wanted to note before we go even deeper into this full moon eclipse in Scorpio, and I give you some practical tips. You know that I'm all about the practical tips for feminine energy ritual to help make pragmatic change in your life. I want to talk about Venus before we go back to the moon. So right now, Venus is in a fire sign. Venus is in Aries. And typically when Venus is in Aries, she's fiery, she's independent, she's a go-getter, she goes after what she wants, she's super ambitious. She knows how to make things move and make things happen. But because of some other planetary energies that we're experiencing right now, including Mars is in Pisces, there are a few other planets in Pisces still, this full moon eclipse in Scorpio, which is a bit of a draining energy, Venus is tired. She's tired. So even where you might be aching to make some action, to make some move in your life, because you're feeling that fiery Venus, I'm here to caution you that under this eclipse, you might want to wait. Instead of taking action, this is a time to reflect. And again, first things first, I always encourage women to listen to their intuition before anything, especially over just listening to someone on YouTube. You need to listen to yourself first. You're the only one that knows what's right for you. But for me, in general, the energies that I see for most people is that under this eclipse for the next few days, before and after the eclipse that's happening right now, this is a time to reflect. It's not so much a time for rash actions. It's a time to sit and really feel into what's going on in your life right now. That reflection energy is also supported by the fact that Mercury is currently in retrograde. Mercury is retrograde right now in the sign of Gemini. And for all those of you out there who know about Mercury retrograde, it's a time to reflect, to reanalyze, to rest, relaxation, all the RE words, retrograde, RE, relax. It's a time to look inward, not outward. So that is supporting this energy right now. So, as a reflection practice, again, this would be a really good time in all of our lives, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter how amazing things are right now for you, or how maybe you might want to make some big changes, just reflect. I love to hold my heart when I do any kind of reflection exercise to really key in to what my body and what my intuition is telling me. So I'm asking you just to sit, and you can do this with me if you would like, or you could do this later. Sit and reflect. What is one area of your life that you would love to see transformation happen? What is one area where there might be situations that are becoming unbearable for you? There might be areas of your life where you just no longer have space for what's happening there. What is your soul saying to you in this moment? And are you brave enough to listen? Scorpio, my dears, is all about bravery. Scorpio is a warrior. So in this ritual practice that I'm about to share with you, you can use this to tap into your intuition to see maybe what changes you'd like to make, or just what in your life is no longer working for you. You know that I love to work with divine feminine energy rituals in order to get into alignment with the life that you truly desire. So this is part of that practice that I love to do. Okay, so we already did step one. Step one is just sitting with your breath, with your body. The feminine is all about the body, about the senses, and identifying one area of your life, at least one area of your life where things are no longer working for you. And then step two, and this is the important step. I would like you to sit here with the discomfort and really feel, just for a moment, we won't be here long, really feel into what's not working and why. Just feel it. I know it's uncomfortable, darling. I know. But what's not working and why? Breathe in. Breathe out. And then I just want you to sit here in this feeling and take full radical responsibility for your role in this area of your life. You're not blaming anyone. You're not blaming yourself. You're not blaming anyone else. But take full responsibility for what's not going right in your life right now, whatever that is. Whether or not anyone else is involved, doesn't matter. In this moment, take that responsibility. And then from that place of responsibility, again, holding your heart really helps for this, I find. Step 3, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself, darling. Really, deeply, completely, absolutely forgive yourself. Love yourself. Nurture yourself. Make room for yourself. Forgive yourself for any part of any role that you've played in getting into the situation that's no longer in alignment with what you truly desire. Because from that place of forgiveness is where we find acceptance. And where we find acceptance is where we find the space to manifest the next level, the next step, the next amazing, sparkling, genuine, authentic you. If we are sitting in a space of unforgiveness or baggage or blame or guilt or shame or any judgments or anything that we women, do to ourselves very often, it's really hard to move on from those spaces. It's hard to manifest from those spaces. It's hard to even feel in alignment from those spaces because you're spending so much of your precious life force energy feeling bad about things. And again, nothing's good or bad, but using that word here to make a point, if you can just forgive and accept where you are, look it straight in the face, then you can move on. I hope that's helpful for you. I hope that rings true for you. Before we drop off here today, I have one last practice that I would love to share with you. Again, imparting divine feminine wisdom for all my ladies out there. And this next practice, this final practice, it's a womb practice. And again, I like to hold my heart, and then I also have my hand on my womb at this moment. I like to touch my womb to feel her. You can also put both hands like in a mudra, kind of like this, on your womb, and just have them both down there, whatever feels better for you. But we're talking about the womb today because Scorpio is very much associated with the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is located in our womb space. And just like Scorpio, the sacral chakra is all about creativity, sensuality, sexuality, rebirth, transformation, all those themes we've been talking about today. So being connected to your womb space, this is a very good time for that during these Scorpio themes. Literally the womb space, that's the same creative energy that we as women use to make a baby. It's the same creative energy that we use to finish a project, to write a book, to make a podcast, to finish a big deliverable at work. It's all happening in the womb. And today, after doing that release and forgiveness activity that we just did above, I'd love to drop in to our wombs and do a self-love activity of listening to your womb and seeing what she needs from you in this very energetic and potentially turbulent time of the eclipse. You might be feeling very sensitive these days. You might be feeling you need just a little bit of extra comfort in dropping into your room space and speaking to her. She does have a voice. If you are there to listen, it can be really helpful in giving yourself that nurturing that you need during these times. So number 1, drop into your room space. Number 2 of the 3-step process, feel into how your womb feels right now. Does it feel soft? Does she feel cold? Does she feel tired, drained? Does she feel juicy and ready to go? Does she feel empty? Do you feel nothing and you're actually having a hard time connecting to her right now? All of that is okay. All of you is welcome here. Whatever you're feeling or not feeling is fine. Again, this is all a practice. The more you do it, the more embodied you become. This is just a practice today, ladies. And after determining how she feels with no judgment, we as women, we judge a lot of things ourselves, often the most. And part of really tapping into our divine feminine energy is releasing judgment and just being embodied. Being is a big part of the feminine. The masculine is doing, the feminine is being. And when we take time to just be that conscious observer and not judge ourselves or others and practice being in the present moment, that's when we can really tap into our senses and our sensuality, which is part of being a woman. So after determining how your womb feels, the third part of this 3-step process, tap in and ask her, what do you need from me in this moment? What do you need from me today? And listen, listen, listen. You might need to sit for a while. You might need to ask the question a few times to really hear her and figure out what she needs from you. But just listen, and whatever comes up, no matter how out of left field or odd or weird it seems or unrelated to anything else, doesn't matter. It's all okay. It's all welcome here. Maybe she's telling you, I need a cup of tea. Maybe she's saying to you, I need to wrap up in a cozy sweater and a cozy blanket and watch Netflix for the next few hours and just chill out. Maybe she's saying, I need to move. I need to exercise and work out and go hike up a mountain. I need to get out there and get in the sun. Maybe she's saying, I need to have that conversation with my mother that I've been putting off, or with my partner, or with that one friend. It's time. Whatever she's saying, listen to it. Do not second guess it. Listen to it. And then do it. Follow her instructions. Be vulnerable with yourself. Be vulnerable with your womb. If she's saying she needs a cup of tea, just go get her a cup of tea. It's okay. Again, with all the energies that are happening right now, just you practicing that self-care and listening to that womb space, that creative energy under this eclipse, it will pay you back in dividends. And if you're really advanced, do this for 3 days, 5 days, a week. Drop in. It takes 5 minutes, less. Feel how your womb feels. Talk to her. Tell her she's safe. And then ask her what she needs from you. You might be surprised at her answer. And you might also be surprised at the beautiful moments and the beautiful life that you can create when you have the courage to listen, tune in, and take aligned action with the whispers of your soul. I love you so much. I believe in you. Go out there and take care of yourself. And I'll speak to you next time.